Greetings. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. We are going to do our supporters stream today, talk about a personally curated internet, and one brief important announcement. Haha, I changed up again. Rumble does not appear to be working right now. So I'm going to leave a comment over there. Appear to be working tonight. We are live everywhere else. And let me do that. So switch to linux.com/live. All right, so we'll just do that. And somebody let me know if Rumble comes online anytime throughout the night. But we're going to go ahead and pull folks on. And what we're going to do here, let me unmute everybody. There we are. We are unmuted. All right, so we're actually going to jump right on into our topic today before we even say hello to everybody. We've got Ivan, we've got Ricky at Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88, we got Radiculous, and we have Sabu is on tonight. Greetings, everybody.
Hello. Evening.
All right, so we're going to jump right on into our topic because I have definitely heard some people say it takes so long to get into this, and since we don't edit this, I don't mind if it takes 10 minutes to get into the news because the news happens, the news gets edited down and you can watch the edited version. But we're going to get right into our topic, and then we will chat with some people, and then we will do our comments at the very end. So I will get the comments, but I will get them at the very end. So we want to talk today about a personally curated internet. And I am updating a computer just off the screen. So if I keep on doing this and looking, it's because I'm looking for a computer update, make sure it doesn't crash down. And somebody has said Rumble does appear to be working now. So, ooh. Rumble is working. Okay, it just took a few minutes, I guess. Is it working? Hey, it is working. Look at that. Rumble's working. Okay, let me do, yay. It's back. Yeah, it wasn't working for a while. All right, so a personally curated internet. So I got the idea from a couple of articles here, and actually the one I sent out to everybody was the one on X, or is it Twitter? What is the name of this thing anymore? I don't even know anymore, and I think like everybody's confused, although I'm starting to see the X logo roll out everywhere, so maybe I should update my code. Update my font awesome libraries, which is going to be a royal pain, being as that I do not always use the latest and greatest font awesome for that kind of stuff. So but anyway,
for someone whose favorite game is the 30-year-old XCOM, it's awesome to see that now the whole world is embracing our culture.
And there you go. Yeah, the whole world is being embraced. All right, so the point of this is that X/Twitter has updated its terms of service to let it use posts for AI training. This was interesting because, as the article goes on to remind us, that Elon Musk was actually threatening to sue Microsoft over Microsoft scraping Twitter data to feed its AI systems, which of course is closely associated with OpenAI and ChatGPT. But now, and that was, of course, they were doing that, and it's like, don't do that, you shouldn't do that, this is our data, blah, blah, blah. But he's actually not really giving you much of a choice. It's just in the terms of service, and I don't even really see a specific opt-out section for it. So if you are using X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, you are consenting to give your data to these guys for training AI. Now, of course, as Louis Rossman correctly points out, if we happen to notice one company doing something really stupid, it's not long before other companies jump in and say, that sounds great. So from Wired, Facebook trains its AI on your data. Opting out may be futile. So now we have Facebook and we have Twitter both using this. So what I got the idea to talk about here, now algorithms are nothing new, and algorithms has been used to curate them, social media, for a long time. In fact, I think that every single time any social media starts pushing any form of algorithm, it is the end of that social media platform. Okay, I want to, let's go back to the old theory of Facebook. We'll use Facebook because it's like the McDonald's of fast food. You know, it's the representative example, the representative name, even though it's kind of dying, as is the Big Mac. So with this, if I have 15 friends on Facebook, allegedly I want to see what those 15 friends are up to. Well, Facebook now starts seeing the things and the posts that you interact with and says, well, you like this and you don't like that. So they're going to exclude for certain of my friends that are my legitimate friends and I would like to hear from them. They're going to exclude me from seeing what they're doing simply because I do not generally interact with their posts. Not to say I don't want to interact. I don't want to not see it. I just don't necessarily want to interact. A good example, I knew a person once who was very happy that their child used the potty for the first time and took a picture of the turd floating in the thing. Okay, I can't say anything positive about that. I'm just going to ignore it. Does this mean I never want to see anything that person says? Well, if that's the type of stuff you're posting on Facebook, it's probably a logical guess. That might be an unfriend comment right there. The person I knew in real life, oh Lord, makes me question my friendships now. But the reality is, when they start doing this, it starts curating their platform for you. And the problem is people use social media more often than anything to access the world. This is what the whole Canadian news debacle was about. All right, so anyone else want to jump in and talk about anything on algorithms and social media or social media and the access point of the world before we jump on here?
I have, I've told a few times before that I have a few add-ons on my Firefox, on my web browser to change the behavior of certain. So on Facebook, there's a plugin, there's an add-on that I use that changes the default sorting of the feed from the curated to chronological, because I want to see the feeds in the order that they are arriving from the newest to the oldest, which is for the first 10 years of Facebook, it behaved that way.
Yeah. And that's that's the way Twitter used to be. And then, of course, Musk did the thing. Well, first he locked everything down. If you weren't logged in, you couldn't see anything. Now you can see pages, but if you're not logged in, it doesn't give you chronologically what's on the page. It gives you the order of interacted with posts, which is absolutely and utterly and completely useless. If I want to log in and see what somebody's doing, I don't want to see the posts that everyone else is commenting on. I want to see the posts that that are most recently there. So it basically is forcing you to log in. And that's really part of what they're doing, because if you're logged in, now they can collect all of the data and start curating it for you. Anyone else want to jump in before we move on here?
I just want to say that, hearing what Musk and X or Twitter, whatever you want to call the platform now, I don't even know what I want to call it anymore. But anyway, hearing all this is very disturbing. I mean, when it comes to AI technology, and I think you've heard me say this very common many years ago, but I'll reiterate it. This type of technology, while it can be used for good, I'm seeing it more now being used for a lot of nefarious and evil purposes, and this has got to stop.
Yeah, amen. Yeah. Amen. So
the biggest reason is to keep you on the platform, to show you more ads. If you've seen The Social Experiment, it spells it out wonderfully. And when I did social media and they applied the algorithm to me, it made the results less relevant to me and the people that I wanted to see, and always tried to steer me more towards ads. And I think that's really why I disconnected from social media.
Correct. All right, so moving on here, and point 2 on our notes was that people are, more often than not, we use social media to access the world. And not everybody, obviously. I don't. I log into Twitter on the YouTube channel. I actually try and log in like once a day, once every other day, if I'm putting up a video or not. usually I just, log into it. I scroll through the first little bit, share some crazy Linux memes, post my latest video, and then skedat out of there because I just don't like hanging out on Twitter. It's a very toxic platform, even if you're only doing it for fun Linux memes. So with that, though, I'm the exception. I mean, obviously, I'm the exception. I mean, I have given up sticks and bricks and drive around the country in a van doing these live streams from Walmart parking lots. Hi, Walmart in Indiana somewhere. Thank you for your internet, Home Depot. But with that, I am an unusual individual, but most people are just normies. You don't go to Google. You don't go to CNN.com or FoxNews.com. Lord help you if you do, either one of those. And you'll go. You might jump onto YouTube and see your own curated YouTube feed, which of course utilizes the algorithms to feed you only what it thinks you want to see, or it knows you want to see. But then as they start utilizing AI, this becomes faster and more robust. So my point 3 was, as AI becomes more prominent, most services will push the content based on better advised data. Wow, I kind of had my notes screwed up there. What's going to sell more stuff? What's more advertising type stuff? And what's the type of stuff that you tend to look at the most? Because if you're doing that type of stuff, if that's really is the approach that you're trying to take, then what happens is they will narrow it down. And the problem is that as soon as algorithms hit any social media, it really does mark the beginning of the end for that platform, because the whole platform is going to split up into its echo chambers. And I don't want to see an echo chamber. If I have 15 friends in real life and they all have different views, we can still be friends despite our different views. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. But as we start echo chambering together, and I have my echo chamber over here, you have your echo chamber over there, and they're both, they're even both on the same platform, but echo chambering themselves, then we have no crosstalk. And once there's no crosstalk, we have no negotiation. Once there's no negotiation, there's no compromise, and society simply breaks down. That's really is how evolution works. The biggest factor of evolution is geographic separation. You get geographic separation, then that's the thing you get. Well, we're pushing digital separation, ideological, epistemological separation, and that breeds evolution of different mindsets of the society, even though they might be living in the same space, but they speak different languages to each other, like the babblers at the Tower of Babel. If their language is confused, they got to separate and isolate themselves into separate groups, and then they further evolve into different locations. So as AI is becoming more prominent, it's going to push this, and as it pushes it, it will intensify the fights between us. So leading the AI may not destroy us in its end, but AI may very well lead to the civil wars we bring in ourselves to destroy ourselves. All right, what do you guys want to comment on that? Check. Hello. They're here. Hello.
We're here.
All right. No other basic thoughts. All right.
Yeah.
So my point in this is that it's already happening. Obviously, Mozilla has Pocket crammed down your face. Get rid of that crap, Mozilla. And they've been buying it, and so they can cram it further. And now if you want to use Pocket, you have to have a Mozilla account. Ooh, sounds like a privacy company to me. But it utilizes stuff. Now, whether or not they get it is a different question, but still, you're getting forced to see things. One of the things in our weekly news roundup this week is Chrome is basically doing the same thing with ads. People are now in the latest Chrome update, Chrome browser update we're talking about. They seem to be getting contextual ads that are being pushed by Chrome itself. It's a little different thing. We'll dig into it a little bit more after I read the articles tonight. But they're already doing that. Google services have become universal. And as Google starts working a lot more with the advertising things or with AI things and how universal Google is. I mean, have you thought about how universal it is? If you're using Google Analytics, most people always talk about analytics. There's only Google Analytics. That's the only one. Well, that has to put a code on every site on your page. Okay, if you're doing merchant accounts, you're doing e-commerce of any form, you're doing Google Ads of any form, you're doing basic webmaster tools, all of these require that Google integration. Google now can access the data of any individual user that interacts with your website if you're using their services. That's why I'm moving away from those services on everything that I'm doing. It's just too crazy, and it's being too integrated in, and it will cause a greater widening in our society. And I don't think it's just to push new products. I think they really are trying to get a civil war so that they can control the population better. I mean, that's how it has happened. That's how the authoritarian regimes took over in every case, right? That's how it was. Any thoughts?
I'm just gonna say this. I mean, I only have two reasons why I still have Google. Number one, my YouTube channel, and number two, the occasional search. Other than that, it's either Brave Search or something else. I mean, I'm literally trying to minimalize Google in my life. This way, I don't have to rely it except for those two things, and that's it.
Amen. Yeah, and that really is the way to do it. We're not saying don't ever use any of these products. I'm just saying I would like there to be a little bit of awareness that these products are collecting everything about you, and the using of them is a calculated risk in and of itself.
Yeah, I think, Tom, you touched on how social media, and in particular, the algorithm splits people into echo chambers, and I think that really divides people. And it just continues to get worse as they try to keep you on that platform. So I think that observation is right on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really what it is. So what'll end up happening, the final summary of all of this and tied into the title here, is that, you know, a personally curated internet, we are all going to have, if our browser starts pushing content based on AI, the social media pushes content on AI, the video platforms that we like to watch videos on pushes content towards AI, what's going to happen is the computer systems themselves are going to create for us an internet that the computer thinks we want to see, and our ability to escape that becomes extremely limited, especially if we're doing what they want us to do, where you're starting your Windows 11 computer with your logged in Microsoft account. But don't worry, they make it super easy to sync all of your data to the cloud. So if your computer drops in the toilet or something, you just go to the store, buy a new one, sign in with that Microsoft ID, and poof, all of your stuff is right here. You never skip a beat. You never have the experience of setting up a brand new computer. The algorithms, the AI, nothing has to start from scratch on a typical normie. Think of that. On a typical normie who just logs into your Apple ID, logs into your Windows ID, logs into your Google ID, the very first thing you do, before you even, in the case of Microsoft, before you even can do anything on that computer, you have to give it that same Microsoft ID. They tie that into the old computer, they sync the data over, they sync in all the information, and they never skip a beat. From this point forward, unless you are running Linux, you are never starting from scratch. There will now be a constant ledger of everything you're doing, and this is going to lead to everybody having their own personally curated echo chamber internet, and that is a dangerous thing.
I mean, if you think about it, Tom, I mean, remember when you talked about the selfish ledger many years ago? Yep. The ledger is playing its biggest part right now.
Yep. Well, it's still, I would say, where the ledger is right now is phase 2. Of course, I do talk about the selfish ledger all the time. This will be your remembrance. Please go ahead and watch the selfish ledger. The selfish ledger, which was an internal Google document that was leaked. It was a very fun, compelling, frightening video, you know, total dystopian in and of itself. There were 3 phases of the selfish ledger. The first phase of the selfish ledger is to get everybody used to the services, so that what happens is everyone is just, you don't even think there's anything beyond signing into your Google account and things like this. Okay. Phase 2 is the ledger is going to seek to fill in the gaps about you that it doesn't know. So, you know, if you're a health junkie, you probably already have a Fitbit. Google has access to all that data. Google now knows how much you ate. But if you're not the health junkie, they're going to start giving you and driving you advertisements, not based on things that you necessarily want or it thinks you want, but on things that it wants to know about you. It's going to seek to put that in such a way as to capture the information it doesn't have. And when they have that complete picture, phase 3 is to guide you in the direction it wants you to go on a sociological. They are literally creating a digital Borg. That is the goal of Google, of Microsoft, of Facebook, of X. That is the goal of the AI, and we have to push against it. We push against it with anonymizing platforms, Tor network, privacy-based systems, just starting a computer from scratch, browsing the internet without ever logging into anything. These are all things that help muddle all of that. So those are thoughts. Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah.
We've said it all. We've solved all of the world's problems right now. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into phase 2. So that'll be our main content for the day. So we'll kind of do the online portion of Hangout. Also, before we check out here, I'll remind you, if you are a supporter of any platform and you would like to jump on after we end the call, you can go ahead and do that. All of the links are on the whatever supporter platform you sign up on. We have Patreon, we have Subscribestar, we have Think Life Media, we have Locals. So you can go ahead and log into any of those. The post for today will have the meeting link, and we usually hang out for about half an hour after the show, roughly until about 8:30 or so. So how's it going? Ivan?
Not too bad. We're in the middle of a heat wave right now until the end of the day, Saturday, and it has been beating down on me all day. I feel like garbage.
I survived that in a van in Kentucky. It was literally 97% humidity. It reached about 100 degrees in the van.
I believe it.
It was pretty bad. But yeah, and actually the heat wave has passed. It will get to you in a couple days. I am a little bit more east of you. I'm not sure where Dan is. I'm about on parallel with Dan right now. But that is, don't worry, it's ending soon. It will end soon. What's your latest video?
Oh, it was a short that it's like I'm not big on shorts and stuff like that, but that is where I get most of my views from.
Let's see.
I did it yesterday.
And ban.
And, yeah, I did it on my about my my USB cord management on the two machines.
I'm pushing back against the whole shorts idea. I'm almost thinking if we add in like a short or two a week, it might actually help drive the channel numbers again. That might help. I don't know. I'm not opposed to doing that, but I am absolutely 100% not offended if you hate shorts and don't ever watch any of my shorts. I will not be offended. Okay, so just so you guys know. But if you do start seeing shorts down, it's not that I've sold out as much as we do need to keep the subscriber count going up and up and up, because the faster this channel grows and I can let go of some other clients and invest more time into this channel, the better the channel becomes. That would be an awesome thing. But I really can't do it with the fact that we had that one big viral video, and then of course YouTube's like, whoa, we can't have this guy getting big viral videos, quick suppress him. And then we had some of the lowest channel views ever despite bringing on 1,000 new subscribers. So there's things I'm going to try. Shorts might be one of them.
Yeah.
I know you were opposed to shorts, but your Tux Traveler shorts were great, and I did watch them.
Yeah, the Tux Traveler ones, and also on the Christian channel, the shorts I have over there are also not bad. It's like, here is a verse and a brief 1-minute explanation what that verse means. It works on that. The Tux Traveler channel shorts were nice. A lot of times, especially, I would do a quick summary of a national park. Of course, I can't do that anymore. We're still waiting to see what the law changes are. I should look into it, see if the law changed again, but I doubt it, being as the last change was only a few months ago, and the appellate courts are not fast.
Yeah, and that's how like with shorts, it's kind of like I basically made the judgment of like they have their place, and if you allow it, they can become their own big production.
Yeah, and my biggest concern with running shorts is it produces a two-tiered channel that the people that like the shorts never watch the regular content. The people who watch the regular content never watch the shorts.
Right.
And I have no interest in having a shorts channel. I think that the entire model of shorts is degrading to our society as a whole. But I'm not opposed to trying it out to seeing if that's what brings the channel back.
I know. It's like, for some people, it's just sitting on the throne of achievement and just going swipe, swipe, swipe.
There you go. Ricky, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I've been pretty much battling a little virus, but I'm pretty much doing much better than what I was.
Do you have the
so
coof?
That's why I showed up tonight.
Should we all mask up because you have the coof?
No, it's not the coof. It's just a tiny little cold.
All right. How's your channel doing? You guys don't know, Ricky has a channel, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88. How's your channel doing, Ricky?
My channel is I just checked my subscriber count, and from what I'm seeing right now, if I can just get the number to come out, I am 224 subscribers. I am closing in on my 230 subscriber goal.
Nice, very good, awesome.
I just got 71.
And I know I jumped over there and dropped the Black Lotus and a couple like Scrib Sprites and Giant Gruss or something. But how's are you doing more Linux stuff or more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff right now?
Basically, I'm pretty much trying to balance things out. I'm sticking to my philosophy of Linux, tech, and Yu-Gi-Oh content. Okay. Linux and tech content drops Tuesdays, Yu-Gi-Oh content on Thursdays, and then there's the occasional live distro distribution install that I do once a month along with some other events.
All right. Sounds good. Ridiculous. How's it going your way?
Good. I'm actually not too far from you at the moment. It cooled off here. And
I'm pretty sure you're pretty far from me, by the way. I'm at the very lower tip of the state, below you. So yeah, I just crossed over the Ohio River today. So I just crossed up over here. I had lunch with Moonbase Alpha Grays. He and I got together for lunch up here, as I knew I was kind of close to his area. So we got a chance to grab some lunch in person. It was a great scene here on Earth. I crossed the Ohio, and I'm heading across the Mississippi over the next couple days, next day or so, depending on where I go. So, yeah. So I don't know if I go into your general state, I'll let you know.
Will do. But spent all day on a horse farm talking about holistic supplements. It was wonderful.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Don't mention any of that. We're on YouTube. New policy changes, you see.
Yeah.
Salbu, sadly, I won't be coming to your country anytime soon. I just can't really drive there. I looked into it, but how's it going your way?
Yeah, there's a few deep valleys that you have to cross in order to get. Now,
do I have to cross? Do I have to cross the deepest valley in the ocean, or just some deep ones?
I think your car is. I don't think any car is capable of driving across the shallowest valley between here and there.
Well, I guess I'm out of luck then, sadly.
Yeah, you can't even get up there going all the way up over and around.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about driving up through Alaska, driving over the Bering Strait, and then escaping abductees in Moscow. I looked into it. I just, the Bering Straits, it's just too liquidy these days. It's all that climate change. It's melting all the polar ice caps up there. All right, we got to be careful here. We're on the 2Es. All right, we're going to check in on the comments now. Thank you guys for commenting in and for having the patience that we were doing the comments last tonight. And please let me know if you like this newer format here of doing the content first and comments and stuff last. I think that it's for the people who definitely watch the show after this is a way better format. So I wanted to go ahead and do that since we don't edit these out. Anyway, Commodore fan, my main AC went out. Oh, guy has parts on order. Gonna be a couple of days. Stuck in the man cave on the ThinkPad with portable AC. Ooh, yikes. In the middle of the heat wave. How wonderful. So ready for this fall? Summer has been miserable. Yeah, it is. It's again. It's that global warming. You know, we're causing the most miserable summers ever. Stay cool. Let's see. Weather's not an issue in the Dakotas today. Yeah, I am looking forward to getting over there where it's not as hot. Although it has not been super hot. The last couple of days I think had the potential to be hot, but it's been super cloudy and overcast. Like my batteries might be running a little low right now, but I'm okay with that. I will take low batteries and cooler right now. So right now I'm actually still pulling in 0.8 amps off of the setting sun, but we're at 13.1, so that's not too bad. Let's see. I mean, Vest AC is still under 10-year warranty. Yikes. Hello, Keegan. Greetings, Kitty the Hut. That's right. Hello, Moonbase. See you made it back. I have Rumble. All right. Yes, Rumble did make it just shortly after we started streaming, before we even got into the content. Appears to be Rumble. I hear you, things don't need to be posted online. That's right. Man, AC is a must. Sorry to hear that. Yep. For chronological order myself. Let's see. Floor AC is cranked on high. Hate it when sites don't allow for chronological. Face bag and YouTube are bad about pushing the algorithm junk first. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could just turn that off. I don't know. Yeah. Can't type today. All right. Cabela Link still whacking the keyboard. Okay, let's see. Turn off all the personalization. YouTube gets suggestions I'd never do a search for. Yeah. And my comment feed's going all over the place. I really need to invest in that new mouse. Ad revenue's down. Recession is starting to hurt the bottom lines. They're going double down. I don't know if it means anything or not, but I saw a Bud Light delivery truck at a dollar store today. Is that the final death roll?
It might be.
We gotta sell this crap somewhere. There's a dollar store over here.
Hey, in Indiana, they sell beer warm at Dollar General.
That it was Indiana is actually where I saw that. So that is very possible what was going on. Yes. Yeah. And I don't know what type of state I came into here in Indiana, because after seeing the Bud Light truck at the Dollar General, then I saw a school bus with the whole back taken off, and it was hauling a whole busload full of watermelons. Where in the world am I? Oh.
By the way, Manjaro 23 released.
Oh, yeah, Manjaro 23. I believe we actually have a first official preview of Ubuntu 23.10. I need to look into that and see what's going on with that new installer system, because, man, that's causing some questions here.
And it's not just the installer that you need to keep your eye on. From what I've heard,
it's the store that we need to see what's going on with.
I believe they said the store's going to be based on Flutter or something like that.
Yeah, the new store is based on Flutter, but the controversy is that the installer is going to offer only the minimal install, stripping out most of the software that was in there, including system utilities, and then you'd have to boot up the software store to gain any software that you would want. And the question is, are they giving you lists of recommended software or tools, or are they just saying, here's the Snap Store, install what you want, which would be absolute idiocy. But we don't know. We don't have the details. But allegedly, according to early reports, the Snap Store wasn't even going to have apt enabled by default. You can put it in, but it's not enabled by default, is what I was hearing. Now, my initial test of the store, which you could install on the Snap development channel, it did have the apt, but that was also on a pre-existing Ubuntu install. So we don't know yet. There's a lot of things up in the air about Ubuntu 23.10 that we just don't know yet.
Now, these changes that we're hearing that are coming in 23.10, do we know for sure that Linux Mint is completely against all this?
Linux Mint is obviously going to be against. The other thing that dropped today, if you guys were unaware, we might do this on a separate video, is They are going to be experimenting with a TPM-based full disk encryption, which they're going to allege is easier to use than Lux. I don't know how you make it easier to use than Lux. I think an incompetent buffoon can figure out how to use Lux. You click the button that says encrypt, you enter a password twice, and then you enter that password when you boot the computer. Okay, this is not rocket science. But I guess to our tech dumbed down ignoramuses in society, maybe that is complicated, but I don't know. But they're saying that the new one is TPM, is easier, quote unquote, easier TPM based full disk encryption requires Snap. And so that raises a few little issues that we have. The other major change is the push to the minimal install, dropping system utilities. That's not going to affect the Linux Mint at all. And I don't think it will anyway. Maybe it does. I don't know.
The good thing about using a TPM module to encrypt store the encryption keys for encrypting the partition is that if someone steals the computer and then takes out the drives and put it in an existing running system, they won't be able to decrypt that drive.
Correct.
Because
that is a huge advantage, but it also has a huge disadvantage. If that board or the TPM module fails, you also can't decrypt the data in the drive. So hopefully you have a backup, and it is possible to still get in with the backup keys, but that is certainly a concern. I am right. You can get in with backup keys too, right? If the TPM module fails.
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been reading, because that was my biggest question. So I stopped to read a little bit on that. And now this was the question on the Windows forum, which uses Veracrypt for their TPM. And in that system, when you set it up, or during the configuration changing, when the system is fully operational, you can take backup keys of that TPM module, and you can save those backup keys, and you can use those backup keys to open up the full disk encryption with there. But yes, that is an advantage if your computer or your disks are stolen. It is a disadvantage if the module dies and you're not ready for that. But if you have a good backup strategy, that's the case. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, one question I do have is, if the changes are going to be happening in 23.10, does this mean that when the LTS comes out next year, will those same changes be implemented into the LTS?
Generally, yes, but only if there haven't been major snafus. So if everyone talks about how horrible and bad it is, then perhaps they'll go away. but I don't know. In theory, yes. So Ubuntu tests all these weird and radical, strange things in the point releases, not in the LTS, and then they'll put it into the LTS. Now, it may or may not appear immediately in the LTS. That's just a possibility. But really, they do it here because if it breaks something or screws something up, then that is really, it doesn't happen to an LTS and all the distros downstream of it. Now, it is, even the disk encryption though is highly experimental, so that definitely will probably, yeah, there you go. I'm an amazing scholar of the English language here. It will most likely not be in the LTS because it's still marked as highly experimental, although the minimal install in the Snap app store system, that would be in the LTS, but that type of change usually doesn't affect downstream distros.
So my other question being is, with them pushing snaps even further, what does this mean for Flatpak? Does this mean that Flatpak is going to get a major advantage from this?
I mean, I don't really see any real impact on Flatpak specifically. I know that Ubuntu is pushing against, I don't know if they're necessarily pushing against Flatpak, but they certainly are disabling it by default in their systems.
Mm-hmm. Quick question about that. Do we know, right now Ubuntu is offering devs and snaps. Do we know on the roadmap when they want to go snap only?
So in theory, it was going to be one of so there are a couple of answers. I think that their first big test is 2310. However, they did come back and back up on the printer stack. So the printer stack is no longer going to be Snap. based in 2310, citing the fact that there were several components of it that weren't working right, at least weren't styled right. So they were having issues with the printer stack, elements of the printer stack following the GUI correctly. Hold on, I need to check my computer's asking something over here. Somebody read a comment quick.
We got
Okay, there we go.
Jeffrey Wolcipher, TPM. That was the error that my Lenovo M71Z said that Rhino couldn't find while I was trying to load it. What is TPM? Trusted Platform Module.
Yeah, Microsoft pushes it, the standard toilet paper manager.
Yeah.
The trusted platform module.
And the question that you need to ask, which the Free Software Foundation is pushing in these matters, trusted by whom? Not you, the user.
Yes. Yeah, it is trusted by Microsoft, not your computer, not anything you own. It's trusted by the person. You can think of TPM as TPM might be a better way to describe the DRM for the web. TPM for the web might be a better way to describe that rather than DRM, being that DRM is an encryption key and TPM is a separate standalone trust module. So that might be a better way to do it. I can live with Flatpak and app images. Yeah, as long as snaps die a painful death, you know. That's just some platform thing, YouTube. That's nothing bad. All right.
All they have to do in order to get most of these controversies go away is to open source the backend, and most of the criticism will go away.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was looking at the kitty.
So most of the all they have to do in order to quench the to silence the criticism and the from the people like this channel and the Free Software Foundation and so on, is all they have to do is to open source the backend server system, and all the criticism, most of the criticism will go away.
Yeah, for sure. I think nearly everything from Snap would go away if they just open source the backend and let people host their own for Snaps, for sure. And pretty much everything else, Push back against AI. Terminator theme intensifies. That's right. Broad Megaphone Life says shorts are for idiots. I have to kind of agree. Official cars are the worst product category we've ever reviewed for privacy. Oh, yes. Oh, I think that might actually contain one of the things that I'm looking for. Copy link address. Thank you. Because if you didn't catch Louis Rossman's video today, yes, it is literally Nissan in their privacy policy for their cars literally says, yes, we collect data about sex you might have in your car.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Louis Rossman goes on to finish fixing his Trojan ring.
Yeah.
Louis, what are you doing? So yeah. All right, let me hit the notes, hit that, and we'll go ahead and paste this guy into our privacy section. So most likely we will cover this Mozilla Foundation article in the news tomorrow. In fact, I had a note right there to look for that article. Thank you, Clown World, for posting the article there. As much as I hate shorts, I have to admit they're good for views. Yeah, my friend at Fresh Vintage, he actually grew his channel. A lot of it was growing on shorts. But they went, I think he said it took him either 9 or 11 months to go from completely zero to a fully monetized partner program YouTube channel. And a lot of it, he says, was shorts. Not just the passionate hugging, but I paused the video when he was scrolling, and it also said genetic data. Yes, it did say genetic data. Yes, any genetic data left behind in your car belongs to Nissan. The hell? Rumble is working now. Yes, it is. All right. Yay, Rumble's back. Edjunt 1973 says it works. Very good. We have 23. Wow, we actually have more people watching on Rumble than anything day. We have 15 on Odyssey. We have 17 on YouTube, and we have 23 on Rumble. Thank you guys for watching on Rumble. Let's see, if you guys don't know, on Rumble we do have locals, which is synced into Rumble. 100% don't use anything Google. Google's official Google partner with you and the Who. Tommy, is that you? Okay. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now. One over there on Twitch. One twitching away. I don't think there's anybody over on D Live. I'm not sure. Nobody chatting over on locals right now. We got to do more stuff over there. So one more thing to point out here for any supporters on any of the supporter networks. The audio book for the first exclusive book is still up for about one more week. That link expires on the 15th. And right about that time, our next book goes up. And this one's really good. I started with a really fun idea. I had a couple friends give me a few different thoughts, a few direction changes. So we went ahead and made those changes. It just made the story so much better. The audiobook for that one should hopefully be out right about the time we put the text out, so you can either read it or you can watch it. That one's just a little over 4,000 words, so it's a little bit shorter than the first one. So that one's out. Anybody on any of the supporter networks can get either the text or the audiobook, but that link expires in 1 week. And I will go ahead and put out another link this week with that, reminding you about it, and then it will expire a couple days later, just in time for short science fiction short story part 2. Let's see, what do we got here? DRMs, wash your mouth out. I know, right? Hey, I'm just explaining it. Is that like, is saying DRM on a tech channel, is that kind of like saying the N word anywhere else? I mean, you're not allowed to use it in any context, and Chris Titus Tech can help you with that. What's he helping you with? TPM is one way to get people to start switching to Windows 11.
Yeah.
I'd rather not grow than preach to people without attention spans. That's true. Windows has a backdoor built into their BIOS. Yeah, expect TPM to become some gimmick for MS. Yeah, it already pretty much is. Why would Rhino OS be looking for it? Oh, is Rhino OS looking for TPM? That's exciting. All right. I think we've gotten to the bottom of all of our comments everywhere. Anybody have any final things, or should we just wrap up now?
I'm pretty good.
All right. So we're going to wrap up now. If you are a supporter and you'd like to jump onto the after show program, go ahead and make your way over to the platform that you are supporting on now and look for today's post. It'll provide you the link to the Jitsi chat. And we will do a video about it later. No, you do not need that Google or Facebook or Microsoft login. We are self-hosting our chat. So yeah, and that's the direction I'm going to take my video. If you've not heard about that, yeah, that'll be a fun video coming up soon. All right, guys, we will catch you guys later, and we'll see you guys over on the over there on the private hangout if you'd like to join us over there. With that, thank you for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Live